Howdy. How's all my friends out in YouTube land today on this fine Monday? I hope that it's we've had some snow here in Indiana again. Winter is obviously still here. Gonna be a while, I think, before it goes away. Everybody probably looking forward to Groundhog's Day on February the 2nd, when that Puxatawny Phil pokes his head up out of the hole. And if he goes back in 6 more weeks of winter, and if he comes out, that means we're having an early spring. And I got news for you. He's going to be seeing his shadow. They stopped fooling me with that foolishness a long time ago, because first week of February ain't going to be no springtime. So I say we're probably going to have about 8 more weeks of winter, because and that's as of February the 2nd, when Groundhog's Day comes. 10 weeks at this point, because Easter's going to be the first day of April, on April Fool's Day. And I don't look for spring until I see Easter coming at me. That Easter bunny turning the bend. But man, I'm going to be glad to see it. Lord have mercy. This is a rough winter we're going through. It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. So, I'm grateful for what we've got. I'm hibernating. I don't know about y'all, but I'm just, it gets cold like this, I stay in. Now, I was out Wednesday and run some errands and went to the carver's meeting, but, I ain't no fan of the cold. On Wednesday, it was nice and warm outside, and then it turned off cold again. So I'm back in the warm, and I'm staying here until it warms up again. Of course, I'm retired and I can do that. What I'm going to do on today's video here is I'm going to show you how to make some quick, simple greeting cards. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I can't make cards. And you go to the store and you buy those expensive things that they got. And, somebody'd rather have something that's handmade by you. So just take you a piece of cardstock. Now, I've got some 12 by 12 inch cardstock, and I cut it down, and I got 4 of these pieces here. They're 4 by 8 pieces. And then I had one little 4 by 4 piece left over, which I can paint and use that as a decoration on something. I don't throw stuff away. So I've got these, and I just folded them in 2. Now, you could open them this direction if you wanted to, or you can open them this direction if you want to. It's up to you on how you want to do them. I just scored them right in the center so it would fold over and make a little card. Now, a while back, I did a whole bunch of little painty things. I did this. This is alcohol ink on this piece, and I did some UPO, where I put alcohol ink on UPO. Did some different designs and stuff on UPO with the alcohol ink and the other ink. And then this was just a piece of. I was experimenting with this when I took this stenciling paper and I put it on a cardboard background and tried some ink on that just to see how that'd turn out. It was an experiment that I did on the show. So I've got these pieces here that I'm going to be playing around with to make some greeting cards with. And you can take pictures out of magazines. You can take scrapbook paper, whatever you happen to have on hand that you think would make a pretty face on a card. All right. And then cut it down so that it fits. Now, what I did with this one is I kind of measured over a little bit, and I thought, okay, that's probably about the border that I want, and that'd be about twice the border, because I'm going to, cut it off over on the side, and I can center it right there up and down on this piece. And then I come back here on the back, and I set it down, and I took a pencil to it, and I made me a mark down the side of it there where I'm going to cut it. So that I cut it down. There'll be a little piece of tree left over. I'll use that on another project someplace. You don't throw stuff out. I take the scissors to it, and I cut right along that line right there, like that. Now, this was a doubled over piece of paper that I had. And here again, I can paint on that down the road. Ain't nothing wrong with that piece of paper. So I'm going to cut right there along the top of my design where that fold is. Just like so. I could have maybe cut that just a little bit straighter, but I can take the scissors to it and even it up some. You want to cut it real straight, take it to your cutting board or put a straight edge to it and cut it real straight. That's good enough for a little greeting card. Then I'm going to center that right there in that on that card. Say that's how it's going to look. And then I'll put my little greeting. Now you could use a rubber stamp on that. If you have pretty handwriting, you can just write something on there. You can stamp a sentiment on the inside or write them a letter or whatever it is you want to do. I'm trying to make some all occasion cards here. I've got some stuff that I'm going to be sending out. And so I need to make a little sentiment card. And I've got some double-faced tape. Now you can take glue to this if you want to take glue to it, but I find this is pretty simple, and I just run this real quick around the edges of this card. It's not rocket science, something we're doing real quick, and center it right there on the front of this. Lay it down, press it down, and there we got it put right on there. And the card has a piece of artwork on there that you've done, or whatever you cut out to put on it. Now I've got my little Sharpie pen here, and this is a fine point pen, and I'm just going to write, let's see, what do I want to put on here? Thanks for being you. Right there on the front of it. So there's a little card, quick and simple. And, you don't have to take all day to make a greeting card. You don't have to think that it's rocket science. It's just something to show that you care about somebody enough that you took your time to make them a nice little card. And I'm going to make several of them here today, so that I have some made up and ready to go in packages. You can make envelopes to go with these. It's simple to make envelopes too. If you want me to do videos on that, I can do videos on that, show you how to do that. But there you've got the basics on how to make a quick, simple greeting card. Like I say, it doesn't have to be something you painted if you don't think that you have artistic ability. I've had a lot of folks telling me that. Well, shoot, there's all kinds of pretty pictures in magazines and stuff. You can, make a little collage on the front of it. Just put some things together. Surely to goodness, you can operate a pair of scissors and some glue and put you a little collage there on the front of it. And you take like a little piece of plain paper and write your little sentiment down on there and plunk that in part of your collage on what you're wanting to say on the front of that card. It's very simple to do greeting cards, and it saves you a whole lot of money of buying them at the store. Man, they want an arm and a leg and your firstborn child to buy cards at the store anymore. So this is quick and simple and inexpensive. I won't say cheap because there ain't nothing cheap about it. It's inexpensive. So with that, if you like what I'm doing, give it a thumbs up, share it on your social media so everybody learns how to be creative and save a buck or two in the process. And if you haven't subbed, please do that. I hope to see you all on my live stream tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube. And with that being said, one last thing, Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda.